A beautiful morning to everyone. This is the Confab on Enya Monday Radio, and we are deeply sorry for our absence for quite a while now. It was due to unforeseen circumstances, but now here we are, fully back and with more packages as well. My name is Boduwatito Afolabi, and I'm welcoming you to another episode, the first of its kind actually, in the month of April. As today is the fifth day in the month of April in the year 2024. We thank you for always being there for us, and for those who have been asking as well. We really appreciate you. And here we are once again on the Confab, where we have this conversation on matters arising in the country. And of course, I've always said this, that governance is not only for the people in government, okay? You are also part of the governance. So how do you make your own contributions? Through platforms like this. So the Confab is another platform where you can relay your opinions or your comments, or even if you have anything to say or that can help in the matter of governance. Now, join the conversation, join this program, the Confab on Enya Monthly Radio. We are live on Facebook right now, so share with as many people as possible. Share with your friends, share with your loved ones, and even your enemies. So tell a friend to tell a friend, and extend the invite to as many people as possible till it gets to the government, whether at local level, the state level, or the federal government level. So you can do well to drop your comments as well, share, and likewise like as well. Okay, we're not only on Facebook. You can download the Zeno app as well, and after downloading it, just type any app when you Radio. We'll be right there with you. We are all reaching for advancement. We are all reaching for growth. And on today's program, we have quite a lot to discuss, ranging from the hike in electricity tariff and the recent election in Senegal, an African country, and the president happens to be a young person, a 44-year-old president. What does that say about Africa, most especially Nigeria, being the giant of Africa? Okay, what's your comments about that? We'd love to hear that as well. And of course, the cross-dresser, that's one of the trending news in the country right now. Nigerians, or Nigeria has no law against cross-dressers, and maybe that will still be put in place. The Mummy of Lagos is not the only cross-dresser. Now, the reason why he was apprehended or he was arrested was the mutilation of the currency. Now, I said something earlier. Bobrisky is not the only person guilty of this crime. And I think I would like to term it a heinous crime, not only against the currency, but against the Federal Republic of Nigeria as well. Okay, we'll also discuss that, and so many other matters, so many other things trending in the country. That's what we have. We have the Binance executive that has been taken to court, and some other matters as well for discuss in politics, in health, in whatever is trending in the country. That's what this program is all about. This program is to help you and I help the government. Now, how can you help the government? It's through platforms like this, like I said. So share with people, make your comment, drop your comments, and like as well. Okay, we have a guest seated right here with us, but let me go on a short break, and when I return, I'll make the proper introductions, and we'll continue with the discuss on the Confab on Enya Monday Radio. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly. staying with us, and for those who are just joining us as well, a very big thank you to you. Like I mentioned earlier, share with as many people as possible so that you won't be the only one that will benefit from this program. It shouldn't be hearsays. No, they should also benefit from the program. And how else can they benefit? By listening to it while it is actively going on. Okay, so share with people right now. Let them be part of the conversation. Now, to make an introduction of my guest, and that's in person of Mr. Sunday Oluwadamilare Amore. He's a known person to you all, and he's here with us. He's the MD, CEO, Sunny Built Engineering Company, and youth leader, Nigeria Youth Congress, Elisha East Local Government, and also a former aspirant under the Young Progressive Party, YPP, Elisha East constituency. You're very much welcome to the house this morning. Really appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and this is the first time we'll be meeting this month, so happy new month. It's still new.
Same to you.
Yes, thank you very much.
To you too.
Thank you. All right. Yes, as you know, we discuss matters arising in the country, and before I would like to start from this angle, which I would actually call a development in Nigeria, and I believe it will also extend to Africa before it becomes too late, because it's been a while that we came on the show, so I would like to start from that angle, and it is the election in Senegal, the election of Faye, I believe I got that name right, of the president in Senegal. He's a 44-year-old young man. And apparently, with his election, people have been reacting, saying that, wow, he's one of the youngest in Africa so far. What does this portend in Africa? Knowing fully well that it's typical in Africa to elect old people. In fact, I think I would like to say ancestors into positions, into high positions in Africa. What do you have to say about that?
Thank you so much. It's a very good development, as you've rightly said. Congratulations to Bassirou Diomaye Faye of Senegal, the newly elected president. And let me say congratulations to Africa. Congratulations to the youth. But unfortunately, what we have in Senegal may not be a reality in Nigeria.
Why? I was actually thinking I was going to say this could extend to Nigeria. You should start from somewhere.
The reason why I use unfortunately is even our own, I would say, is, shall I say, long overdue. Though we've had young presidents
right.
Before, before, like, is it before I was born, or before we were born? Because as I speak, I'm still a youth, and we have had a lot of young presidential candidates in Nigeria.
Right.
We have had a lot of, let me say, platform created for the youth. But unfortunately, at the end of it all, you just discover that no, it's not by magical, and it's not juju. You just discover that the electorate go for the very old people. So sometimes I sit down, I look at it. That is it a cause storm in Nigeria that we have to elect the very old people? Because apart from those years when we have the likes of Gowon, Buhari,
even Olusegun Obasanjo,
yes. Then Awolowo, though we were unable to have him
as
a president, because he too would have been one of the very young presidents then. But unfortunately, apart from those era, I discovered that those people that started the youthful journey then, they are still the same, crop of leaders.
It's like a recycle
that we are having.
We are recycling.
You understand? Tiku coming back. It was, let me say, it is unfortunate when I had about the, shall I say, the journey, I discovered that in 1993, Atiku was one of the presidential aspirant under SDP.
Right.
You understand? So, and if you look at the very article of 1993, still
And
coming
now,
in 2023.
that's about 30 years.
You understand?
Right.
You can imagine? And even if you look at the sitting president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, he also had been in the struggle because he was. I think I saw some footage, some videos where he was following MKO. Then, you understand? So they too, they have been in the very struggle, but it is just unfortunate that Nigeria is supposed to be the first African country.
I mean, being
to be
the giants of Africa.
celebrating, you know, this type of. We're supposed to be setting the pace. Not that Uganda, Senegal will be setting.
Not to
the very
demean
pace.
those countries.
You understand? But you know, in short, we have to congratulate them. Then another thing, you know, celebrating youth president is not enough. You understand? Though from the inauguration speech and the little we've heard about the youngest African president, you know, we are believing that he will perform. But there are more to being a youth or young president. You know, the performance is what matters.
Right.
You know, most time what people looks at is that if you are young, at least you will still have very fresh, active brains. You understand? But let's wait. I don't pray the youth are disappointed by the newly elected Mr. Faye of Senegal. So I pray he succeed.
Amen.
So that he will, because that is what matters.
He will set the
because
pace.
by the time, you know, by the time he finishes his tenure, maybe the first tenure, and is unable to meet up with the very youthful target that
people will say, you see,
understand.
that's what you're saying.
Jabi, you see, Jabi, you are the one that say you need a youth leader, youth president, or whatever. So that is why we need to pray. You understand that the spirit, should I say? Don't let me say the spirit of badness will not enter his life. So we need to still pray for him. It's a very good one. We need to congratulate ourselves, congratulate the youth, but our congratulation is in twofold. The congratulations, the real one, you know, should come
In the
at the
actions.
expiration, you know, of his tenure.
tenure.
So that is all I have to say.
Right. While congratulating him, let's come back to Nigeria. It's looking like a jinx, and it has to be broken some way, somehow. And I mean, when you have a youth campaigning for a particular position, and you have ancestors, now I do not mean any harm by saying ancestors, right, campaigning for the same position, and we would rather go for the ancestors rather than the youth. Is it that we lack the confidence in our youth? Because well, since while I am not all that, I'm not still of this generation, new, I think I would like to refer myself to the Gen Z generation now, without really associating with them. But then, we've had the likes of Dimeji Bankole in governance, right? He was the Speaker of the House of
Representatives.
Right. And quite, we had someone young in governance, but now, in counter-reaction to this presidency, this young person emanating as the president of Senegal, you know, Showore actually said something. He said, youths in Nigeria are comfortable being PAs and maybe SSAs. Would you really agree with that? Is it that they do not want to hand over the reins to youths, or is there something that meet the eyes that is in this particular situation?
Yeah, thank you so much. You know, let me start from where you ended the question. And I will still tell us, or tell you, or tell the whole world that it seems Nigerians are not ready for a young president. You know, they are, for me, I believe they are not ready, because if you look at the platform, even in Nigeria, you know, it is here in Nigeria that you'll be hearing people, you know, after the creation of like 20 registered political party, registered authentical, that most of the time have their presidential candidate, you will discover that the Nigerians, you understand, who let me say, who owns the power to elect, you will just see them throwing their weight behind the very old people. Sometimes there are a lot of factors they used to talk about. They will say, it's still very young, Jare.
It has no experience.
Youthful exuberance. And
yes.
it is, let me use the unfortunate again. Since we have been following this very old president, our market, what have we gained? You understand? It has been retrogression. So I will still say, though we are still gonna get there. We are getting there, because if you look at it, the last electoral, the result of the last election, presidential election, you discover that at least we have 3 leading presidential candidates, and there is one of them that we can consider as younger than the other.
Rest.
You understand? Though he wasn't a youth. Let's be frank with ourselves. He was not a youth. He just looked like a youth. But if you look at the age gap, age difference, at least that would have been a starting point for us, assuming the Nigerians massively voted in. Because you see, there is one thing about Nigeria. When election comes in like that, you discover people divide in lines of ethnic and religion. So these are some of the problems I can still tell you we are facing until we move away from this, should I call it this issue. We may not be able to meet up with the youthful presidential target that we're talking about. You understand?
All right.
Somebody will say he's from the east. This one is from the west. Because, this factor came up during the last election. It came to a point, some people are saying, if you did not vote for someone, your tribe, you understand, that is your problem. That means you are a bastard. It came up. We were here. All of us were here. Unfortunately, a lot of youth, a lot of people were carried away by these cheap talks. They were forced to vote for people from their region. Though we still saw a lot of voters, a lot of youth who ignore all those claims that whether you are Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa, I will vote for competence.
In Nigerian.
In Nigeria, it is until we get to that level.
Right.
When we choose competence ahead of ethnic, competence ahead of political affiliation. Some people will tell you that, I will never watch somebody from another party, to be elected, because he belongs to that particular. For example, let's assume I belong to party A now, and I'm a fanatic of that party. I will be telling you that, it is over my dead body that somebody from the other party will be elected in Nigeria. And when you have even realized that the person from the other party is better than your own candidate, there are situations whereby you will know the truth, and the truth is supposed to set you free. But you just discover that this truth, to have not allowed the truth to set me free. So these are the problems. Then the claim of Honorable Showore, former presidential candidate. Let me give it to him. He really tried. He has come out. He faced a lot of challenges, a lot of, should I say, government or party backlash, and a lot of things. We need to appreciate him. We need to give it to him. He tries his very best. It is just unfortunate that the Nigerian factor, you understand, affect him. But his claim that Nigerian youth prefer PAs, me, I will not subscribe to that. No, I will not subscribe to that. The main factor is the voting. For example, if people massively vote for the youth, you understand, the narrative that the Nigerian youth prefer, I say, wouldn't surface, wouldn't come up. Are you getting me? Assuming he was elected, will he come out now and be saying all that? So I can even tell you that Showore is speaking out of frustration. That is all I will say.
Right.
Because I will say he's angry. That how can you open your eye? You see somebody like me. You see somebody like me. I'm a youth, and I contested. You understand, and you did not vote for me. So what do you expect? We are all Nigerians. So I think he can speak anything he likes. So that is it. I will not subscribe to that his claim. It's a very wrong idea.
Right. All right, thank you very much. You actually mentioned something. You mentioned competence. And I think that if we were to delve into that aspect of being competent, it might actually take a lot of our time this morning, because the average politician in Nigeria, most Nigerians will consider them as they're not telling us the truth, because they tell us the opposite of what
They have in their mind.
exactly. If only I think it's only when we have truthful and honest people, keeping to their words. We have the saying, "I am a man of my word." If I say something, I must do it. But quite unfortunately, and probably that is why most Nigerians are losing their trust in the youth. Don't you think?
They have not voted a young man as the one they voted the other time. I'm very sure the record was there. It did not disappoint them. So it is when you vote a young president and that young president disappoints you, you understand, that is when you will be saying young presidents are not reliable. Now let me put something straight to us. We are all not the same. You understand? If you consider that all politicians are liars, or if you consider that because politician A lied to you, and you assume that every other politicians are liars, then you might get it wrong. There was a time, there was a particular tribe, there was an insecurity, and people are putting it that they're even tagging a particular tribe. That this tribe, they are this, they are that. You understand? It is very unfortunate for us to pick a sample of a particular population and assume that, at least I can tell you, to the glory of God, I also contested. And I can even tell you that the reason why I was not voted for it was because I'm an upright person. That is one thing about Nigerians. They will never vote for someone that is truthful, because they have been beclouded that anytime someone contests or anytime someone become a candidate under a particular party, he has automatically become a liar. So they only love to vote for the best liars. That is what I have seen in Nigeria. When you are speaking or you are telling the truth as a politician, they will consider that, don't mind this one. The other man that came the other time, this is what he said, and he didn't, you understand, he didn't do it. So you see, our people, they have their own problem. Until they change their mindset, you understand?
Right.
You need to change your mindset about somebody. I think it is high time they close their eyes and vote for a truthful politician or for a truthful person, and let us see. Let us compare it to the liars politicians they've been voting for.
All right.
What have we gained?
Okay, we look forward to that day in Nigeria being the giants of Africa. We really look forward to having young people in the position of governance. Now, speaking of governance, the federal government recently put a hike in the tariff of electricity supply after removing subsidy. It's looking as if subsidy is becoming a problem in Nigeria. First, the subsidy on fuel was removed. Now, the subsidy on electricity tariff has been removed. There have been reactions and counter-reactions concerning this removal. Some claiming that it's going to worsen the plight of Nigerians, considering the fact that things are expensive. Okay, and now apparently there are different categories in the tariff or in the electricity supply. Some have claimed that they have 20-hour constant supply of electricity out of 24 hours, while some have said that that's not true, that there is nowhere in Nigeria that we can boastfully say I have 24 hours. Now let's pick it from there. If Nigeria is a country now, considering the population in Nigeria, and we cannot boast of 20-hour electricity supply in Nigeria. What does that say about the country?
It's portend us in is it in bad light? These are things that are reducing our pedigree. When you see a nation calling himself giant of Africa, and everything about the nation is, like ant, like look at this very issue, this very question that you just threw. Why is it? Nigeria. Everything about us is to increase it. Increasing it without even increasing the is it the wages or the income? Look at it. This thing doesn't balance. What you are spending money for, are you getting me? They hike it, and the money you are spending on those things, you understand? They do not increase them. So you don't just look at it. This I would say they are abnormality. Why are you removing the subsidy on the electricity again when you have done one and people are still crying, yelling, complaining? Maybe it is when you have done something somewhere and that thing is good, that is when you transfer it to another place. You have done it in one sector and people are I can even tell you we are yet to come out of that mess, and you are bringing another one.
All right.
So for me, I don't see any, it doesn't make sense. Increasing the electricity tariff, especially now when people are still clamoring for a very better economy, trying to run away from the problem created from the removal of the fuel subsidy. You understand?
All right.
I don't know. Sometimes I look at it. Do we have, should I say, active government? Do they even listen? Do they even see what is going on? Sir? Do they even hear the cry of the people? You remove fuel subsidy. We are already in one dungeon. Now you are considering, or maybe they've even removed another subsidy from electricity. Putting us in double. I pray that the Lord will.
Amen.
Take us out of all these messes.
Before we go back to this electricity solve the hike in tariff of electricity, somebody is watching us right now and he has asked a question, and that was concerning what we discussed earlier, the politics of a thing. And this is from Tolu Lokpai Joseph. Kudos to you, Comrade Amori Sunday Oluwadamilare. Now he has this question. My question for Honorable Amori is that how can we eradicate the issue of Dibo Kosebe or him as a comrade and politician? How can he wage war against the Kosebe? That's actually very common in Nigeria. In exchange for elections or in exchange for voting, vote for me, I will give you 2,000 naira. Now, this has been analyzed over and over and over again, but Nigerians, I don't know the case, I think we are a very special set of people. Now, if we have been told, divide that 2,000 naira over 4 in 4 years, because naturally, someone that has been elected will spend nothing less than 4 years under normal circumstances.
Let me comment.
Right.
The Dibo Kosebe stuff, I don't think it can be eradicated, because
really?
Let me tell you, the maker of the Dibo Kosebe, I can tell you they are the one that can stop it, that can eradicate it, and these are the government. This, you see, we are on a particular matter now. We are discussing something. Abi, if you look at the rate of unemployment in Nigeria, it's alarming. Then most workers that are even working, you understand? They are not getting their pay as at Wendy. So it is when you remove poverty, you understand? Then who will remove the poverty? Though we ourselves we will try. Are you getting me? The people will try, find something doing. Do you understand? Because if you rely on government to remove the poverty it created, you may not want to remove it, because the poverty to the government is an advantage. Are you getting me? You know, they deliberately improvise the people so that by the season of election, when they bring the money, the people will run after them. There was one thing I heard. Do you know that in Japan or in all these Asian countries, they create millionaires. They create wealth. How do they do it? You know, they look around. You don't have anything you are doing, Abi. They establish you. They give you loan. They supervise you. They monitor you. They make sure you become better person. But here in Nigeria, they keep on producing poor people. How do they do it? There are a lot of grants, loans that are meant to raise the poor people. You understand? To better person. But it is unfortunate that the loan that should have been meant for the poor and the unemployed, the rich people, they are the ones that sit on it. You understand? So how do you remove remove poverty when you keep on enriching the rich? You understand? And impoverizing the poor. So by the time you continue to improvise the poor, you understand? The reality of the Boko Sebe, do you get the point?
Right.
Will still remain as it is. It will remain. Because though I will still implore the people, because since they've been employing the measure, the Boko Sebe, it has not been helping. So I will just tell them, you see, they should endure the poverty and they should try to find something doing. Let them find something doing. Like myself and many of us in this studio. Many of us are youth. I believe many of us have one or two things we are doing. So we should learn and do something. Then we should stop following all these politicians all around. Because at the end of the day, you will become weapon in the hand of the politician. They will they will just send you on errand. They will tell you what you will do, and you will not be able to object.
I mean, even on that, can we have rules and regulations or laws going against political thugs? I mean, if you become a political thug, so and so, you will be fined or you will be imprisoned. Is it possible for us to have something of such?
It is very possible. Like I told you earlier, you throw this question to me that if I become maybe a president, a governor, or whatever, you see, these are some of what we have in our plans. During the campaign, we were able to read all these things out. They listened to them. But it is unfortunate, are you getting me, that the electorate go the other way. See, let me tell you, it is the government that has the power to make all this law that you just said. If you are not in position of authority, you will just be giving idea, giving suggestion. Sometimes they will even listen to your idea. You understand? They will not do anything about it. So they do what they like. They do what pleases them. Now let me tell you something. You see, there are some laws. Whenever maybe at the House of Assembly they want to make those laws. Once they realize that this law, you understand, will affect them, the people that are making the law, they will just discover that they will just cut a corner. They will avoid it. But when they discover that this very law in question is for the masses, especially the very poor masses, you will see how they will increase their energy to pass the very law. So these are some of what we have been seeing in this country. So if the government can endure and make law, that will eradicate political thuggery, that will eradicate the use of money, to buy. You will be surprised even on the election day, the politician will bring money to the polling booth.
Right.
And the people who are the ends of affairs, the security people, the police, the EFCC, the whatever, I don't know. Let's just keep it there. It is the government that created poverty that can eradicate the poverty. The government that created the Boko Sebe, they are the one in the position to, like myself, you cannot bring it. Even before I contested the election, I am contented with what I have. Even if I don't have, I'm still very content. You cannot bring your money and say I should do what is wrong. I will never do that. And there are a lot of youths, young guys like myself, who will not do what is wrong. I think there was one election. I think the last governorship election, there are some people, because they know that these people will surely bring the money. You understand? I saw people that told me that, see, I collected money from Party A, I still voted
Right.
conscience. Because if you do not collect their money, according to that guy, he said they will put eye on you after the election. If anything, they can be running after you.
Yes.
That should be you collected money from them. Why didn't you? So you see, this has been a menace. The government needs to do a lot, but the government we are putting it to, they are the actor. So now tell me, somebody that is enjoying a package, how can you tell that person to stop it? So it is unfortunate, but if someone like us get to the seat of power, if we even the topmost seat, you understand, it is someone at the topmost seat that normally has the topmost power to change things. If you are like VP or Ibakeji, or you understand,
You will have limited power.
you will have limited
You
power
will have
because
to
you
come
have.
and pay me because they're already campaigning.
Yeah. No, this is not a campaigning.
All right.
And I'm just trying to, give answers to some of the questions.
Right.
you've asked.
Now let's Tolulokwe Joseph has been following us everyday, and I must really appreciate him. So please do well to share with your friends as well. If you mind and you don't say, maybe they will also have their own contributions as well. And he has made another comment. He's saying that he has made another comment saying that and that's in the area of employment or lack of unemployment rate in Nigeria. Said, imagine a just graduated student looking for work in Nigeria, but all he or she sees is person with 5 years experience. That's actually common with most of our companies. Somebody that wants to apply for a particular position, they will write it there, condition must have 5 years employment. What exactly is the age of the person? Maybe some might even say must have 25 years experience. I don't understand. Are you looking for old people or young people for that particular position? Now he continues, tell me, how will the rate of unemployment reduce if we are having young graduates looking for a particular position and all the company is looking for is 5 years experience? Okay, now he's saying that how will the rate of unemployment reduce when the government and NGOs don't help? Now, what's your say about that?
There are some things that are, or let me say that is peculiar to Nigeria. All these requesting for 10 years, 5 years experience before employment, I would say is another menace, because if you have to look at it, by the time you are applying for an opening in a company, and you see that type of inscription, the first thing that will come to your mind is that it's like they've already rubbished even the certificate you understand you are holding, because a freshly graduated unemployed person that just applied for a job and is saying that, is it the experience that he needs or he needs the job? And very unfortunate, by the time they employ you, in this particular company where they are asking for 5 years experience, they are still going to put you through. So why not putting the fresh graduate through, and just make him, realize, okay, this is what you are going to do, this is how you are going to do it, then because unfortunately, if you look at Nigerian educational system, they will not teach you what you are going to meet in the labor market. You understand? They teach us a lot of things.
Theories,
but there are
no practical.
There are some things they will hide from you. It is when you get to the labor market that you see
realize
the reality. You understand? So for me, I don't support, that type of thing. They are just using it to reduce or to increase the unemployment. They are using it to increase the unemployment. What is it? The 5 years experience you are talking about. What is something you can teach someone in 5 hours, and that person will get it. You understand? So it's unfortunate. It's
all right.
Unfortunate.
Now our time is fast spent, but before we go, I would like us to go into the issue of the recent arrest that has been made, and who has been arrested? Cross-dresser Idris Okuneye, popularly called Bobrisky. He has been in the news for quite a while now, most especially starting with his nomination as the best female. I'm so sorry for laughing, but it's actually hilarious, for the best dressed female in a particular premiere of a film. And after that, there have been different reactions. And now, before that, prior to that particular moment, some people have been saying it. No matter how little it may seem, that it ought to have been arrested. And to make the clarification, Adejobi, Olumiwa Adejobi, the FPRO of the Nigerian police, they said that there is actually no rules and regulation against cross-dressing in Nigeria, because it is not only him that he's a cross-dresser. We have James Brown or something and some others. Okay, now apart from that, the reason or where I'm actually going is the abuse of the naira in Nigeria. Now that's one of the reasons he was arrested, because of the abuse of the naira, mutilation of the naira, which, to be candid, I must say is not only peculiar to Bobrisky. An average Nigerian, when they go for parties, Owambes, or even in the clubs, we see people spraying money, and there are rules and regulations guiding the use of the naira in the country. Now, if you could enlighten us on some of these rules and regulations and how we can respect our currency in the country.
It's just unfortunate that Bobrisky, or what do you call him?
Yes, Bobrisky.
Is a scapegoat. You understand? Like what you said, though. I too will not support someone going against the Nigerian law when it comes to naira mutilation and is it money laundering? Because I think I was reading another allegation against her. There were like 2 other
6 counts.
Yes, 6 counts. Okay. So I would say she's a scapegoat. Maybe they might have been looking for him or her for a very long time. Are you getting me? The outcry recently, I would say, because Nigeria is like a drama. Sometimes I will ask questions that why now? You understand? This same person you just arrested now committed offense like in the past years, because when I was reading the allegations, I saw there are 2 cases of money laundering that has occurred since. You understand? And they did not arrest him or her. Let me be using that. You understand? It is just very unfortunate that it is coming now. And like what you rightly said, though I will not support any offense which she or he might have committed. You understand? But I will just say that the EFCC that arrested him or her should also try, you understand, to arrest others who has committed that same offense. Because there are a lot of videos, lot of even evidences that some of us that we have, let me say, some like cases that we have seen, where some people will just spray, even they will spray the money on the ground, and they will be mashing it. You understand? And it is very unfortunate that sometimes you see some security agencies in the very hall, and nothing will be done. So this is the drama that I will tell you that we normally have in Nigeria. Initially when I heard about his arrest or her arrest, I was thinking it was the outcry of Nigerians that they need to arrest him or her because she or he is a cross-dresser. My own contribution to that was that, what I had, I do not know him, I do not know her. All I know or I've heard about him or her was that he or she was an hermaphrodite. I was told, I think from what I read, that he has the 2 male organs. And there is no way somebody can be a 2 person, in one world. So maybe that was why he wanted to stay in one lane. You understand? In my own opinion and what I read, because there is nobody that will marry someone that has 2 sex organs. Some people
might be interested.
So, and let me say, fortunately for him, by the time he crossed, you see, there are problems in Nigeria. Apart from political problems, there are also social problems. If you see the way people are clamoring for his arrest, as if he stole their money, you understand? as if he has done something wrong because he collected best dress.
Female.
And you know one thing, do you know the funniest thing? Nigeria is a drama hole. A woman nominated Bobrisky.
Oh.
A woman. And it is this very gender that has been supporting this Bobrisky for a very longest time. They were the one that gave him Mommy of Lagos. They have been inviting this Bobrisky to event, and he will be spraying money, spending money for them, helping them, supporting their brand.
Now, the reader call this envy or witch hunt.
I would say it is the two. Envy is there, and witch hunt is there. Let me tell you, if you look at it in the reality, though the money laundering of a thing is a very big offense,
right,
and the mutilation of naira is another very big offense, which I will not have anything to say about it, because it is the duty of the security agency to do justice to that. You understand? Though I think the matter will even be taken to court. But when it comes to the issue of cross-dressing, the only thing I know about that is that you need to blame the people too. You understand? These are the people that have been promoting his or her image. They have been promoting his brand for a very long time. But Bobrisky, let me tell you, it was recently I heard that she got married to a man. She has a boyfriend though.
So,
you understand? Big people following this Bobrisky. They have boyfriend. They have. Even I wouldn't know whether she is married herself.
well, the Bobrisky issue is actually a big case that we might not be able to discuss. We might not be able to finish this discussion today. Our time is fast, but let me quickly take this comment from Tolulokwe Joseph. Really appreciate it, Tolulokwe Joseph. Thank you very much if you are listening to us. So, like I said before, do not be the only one that will partake in this. Share with your people, with as many people as possible. Distribute nationwide. In fact, beyond the country, to the realms of the world now, if I may say so. Then, let me read his comments on the issue of Mr. and Mrs. Bobrisky. Mr. and Mrs. Now, we don't even know what to refer to. Is it she or he? Under the Nigerian constitution, he or she is right with the cross-dresser. Well, that was what Otejobi actually came out to say the other time, that there is no law against cross-dressing in Nigeria, and hence Bobrisky cannot be arrested. But against LGBT, there are laws against those things. We do not practice lesbianism or gay in Nigeria, okay? And it has not come out to say he's gay or she's a lesbian. No, Bobrisky has not done that. So, according to Tolulokwe Joseph now, he or she is right. Is right in the aspect of cross-dressing. But, all right, now, quite unfortunately, I might not be able to, yes, we won't be able to go any further than that. And that is where we have to draw to a close. But before we go this morning, let's put a finishing touch to it. What would you say concerning all we have discussed, most especially in the area of governance now? What would you say in the area of governance, and what else have we discussed? The hike in the electricity tariff and all that. What's your wrap-up speech?
What I would just say, we will still beg the government. You know, they've been trying their best. We will still implore them to always listen to the masses, because without the people, there is no governance. You understand? So we will implore them. You know, we heard that the dollar was coming down, though the prices of commodities were not coming down, unfortunately. So I think the government needs to do something about it. We need to appreciate Eni Aponle, the Kines Adeboye Ashaolu, for giving us this platform. Then we need to appreciate you yourself, Mr. the head of program, Ilu Dikwabi, and Mr. Eludipo,
yes.
Then Mr. Folabi, Adenipekun. We need to appreciate him. Then Tolulokwe Joseph, who was bombarding us with reasonable comment and questions. We need to give kudos to him. He's also hiding under this thing. Is an household name too. It's an household name. So we really appreciate them. Then we appreciate the management of and staff of Eniakwale Radio. So we implore the government to do the needful.
All right.
So that all this pain and the cry, we end.
All right.
So help them God.
Thank you very much. Amen. A big amen to that. Thank you, Mr. Sunday Amuri, for joining us once again, and to everyone who has participated one way or the other. Those who are with me in the studio, I have Adenekwekwa Falabi Hamid and my very good friend, the tallest man in the world. Thank you very much for joining us on the program for today. My name is Boluwatito Afolabi. Till next time when we meet on another episode of the Confab, do well to share with as many people as possible. Bye for now. Enjoy the rest of the day.